Hey, In2Picklers, Tony coming to you today from the 2019 Mintos US Open. I'm out here at the practice courts and happen to run into, I call him Mr. 95% Rob Cassidy. I call him 95% because he's 95% accurate with almost every shot in the game. So how you doing, Rob?
Doing great, Tony. Thanks
Awesome.
for having me.
Hey,
how are you?
Thanks for giving us some time. Rob is an excellent player in all aspects of the game, but there's a particular skill that Rob has that I think is one of the best that I've seen anyway in all the matches I've watched on YouTube or in person. And that's his preparation. I wanted to talk to him about it and how he goes about it, his body preparation for shot, when he's executing a shot. So, Rob, tell me a little bit about what you do when you're out there in terms of how you try and prepare your body in particular in order to prepare the shot. Because one of the things that we're trying to work with our, with the In2Picklers on is making sure that you have a good foundation. Because if you have a good foundation, then I don't care how good your stroke is. If your foundation isn't good, it just doesn't work. So tell us a little bit about kind of how you approach that part of the game.
I think in terms of, taking the shot, you want to get there early. So being prepared for the shot in that sense is you want to be set up and balanced when you take the shot early.
Right.
And where does that start? It starts from looking ahead. Like even the shot that I took before, that gives me information on where I need to be for that next shot.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of where I'm preparing early in that sense. And I really feel like taking your shot comes from a strong stance, which is balance, forward momentum, or a forward weight with your paddle up, and ready to receive the ball.
Gotcha.
I always tell my partners, stay ready for the bang, right? Because if you're only ready for the dink, then there's a lot of other things you're not ready for. Right. But if you're ready for the bang, then you're ready for everything.
Right, because you have time to adjust to the dink, but the bang, you don't. If you're ready for the dink and then comes a bang, you're not ready. You can't make that adjustment, but the other way you can.
If you're ready for the bang, you're ready for everything.
Let's break that down a little bit. So the first thing you said is basically like almost anticipation or preparation before even their ball gets hit. And what I think what you're talking about a little bit is really tracking the situation on the court, right? So like if you hit the ball to the left, then you're going to shift your body and your weight a little bit to the left because you expect the ball obviously to come from that side since that's where it was hit.
That's exactly right. Tracking is the exact word that we're talking about here. Tracking the ball, making sure that you're oriented towards the ball and in the correct position for where the ball is on the court. The only time you're not going to be moving is if you're in the perfect position. Right. That's the only time you don't need to be moving.
It's rare to be like, hey, I'm having to be in the perfect spot.
That's the only time you'll see me standing still. Otherwise, there's somewhere that you need to be.
Gotcha.
So getting there early and setting up and then keeping that paddle up and staying ready, that makes you faster so you can get that reaction time and be ready for the ball.
One of the things in terms of balance, I tend to talk about I've been talking more and more actually about I call it the non-dominant shoulder. So I'm a left-handed player, so that would be my right shoulder. I find that's right. And I find a lot of the errors that I see out there are folks. You could say it's their weight being in the wrong place, but if you focus on the off shoulder or the non-dominant shoulder, and you keep this in the game, then things like lifting a leg or falling backwards, things like that won't happen. Yep. Stand in a position where like you're well balanced, the shoulders are a little bit over your toes, and you're ready to fight basically, because no one's going to throw a punch like that. How do you feel about that kind of concept?
I 100% agree. I believe boxing as well as fencing are two sports that is translative to pickleball.
Gotcha.
So any stance in those realms or those sports definitely translates directly to pickleball. Right. So, having your guard up, and that sense, and getting your power from the ground and your balance, and like I said, fencing, that other hand is that counterweight. Right. So I've noticed some pictures of me while I take a shot, like I wonder where I don't even see my right arm because it's directly behind me when I'm taking that backhand.
To counterbalance the other arm.
So that counterbalance for sure, and that fighter or boxing stance is I think strong in pickleball.
I know you're doing some instructing now. Can you tell the folks a little bit about what you're doing and where they can find you?
Sure. I'm based out of Rochester, New York. Also Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Florida. I'm doing the Level Up Pickleball camps with Pickleball Magazine, so you can see that whole schedule in there in the Pickleball Magazine and on their website. So we'd love to have you, love to work with you.
Excellent camps. Rob Cassidy, your instructor. Thanks a lot, Rob. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
All right.
Cool.
And if you made it this far in the video, I think it's our first video with the word translative in it. So translative, I think, was an excellent word. We went SAT with Rob Cassidy today. We did cover everything. So